Good morning, everybody. I hope y'all had a terrific weekend. Christian Karasiewicz here. This morning, I wanted to quickly talk about Facebook groups. Over the weekend, I had a few people send me another email and say, hey, I don't really understand what groups are for. I've got a Facebook profile, I've got a Facebook page, and I've got a messaging system in Facebook already. Why do I need a group? So I want to quickly run down what Facebook groups are and some of the benefits to being able to use them. So to get started, basically, Facebook groups are a way to share information such as a status update, photos, documents, group chat, etc. with a small group of people. For example, I might, and by the way, you can set up multiple groups. I can set up a group, for instance, for my family so that only my family can communicate. So if there, say I wanted to use my Facebook profile for something other than, mixing it with business and mixing it with, or statuses about what I'm doing, statuses about, the places I've gone and whatnot, I can still post that, but I can create a separate group and I can send just, personal stuff back and forth to the family. Like, hey, here's some pictures from our 10th family reunion, for instance. You can also create a group for if you own a business, you can create a group for sending information back and forth between you and your associates. You can even create a group if you've got a product. For instance, say you sell T-shirts, you can create a group for beta testers. And so you're probably, well, if I do that, then everybody can see that information. And it's actually not the case. What's nice about groups, unlike with a Facebook profile, where I can send information out and I can only select a list of people and I can only put, again, if I do a list of people, I send everything to that list of people. It's not a private, it's not really, it's private, but it's not private because you can see who's in the list. I can also go in and send information through, profile. I can send through a message, etc. But, the great thing is groups really allow me to open up that a little bit. And they did create 3 types of groups: open, closed, and secret. And I'm just going to quickly highlight what those are. But open groups on Facebook are basically a group that everyone can see, and you can also see the members of the group. So think of it like this. It's basically you're reaching 740 million people on Facebook if you use an open group, or you have the ability to reach those people. Think of it like this. If I was launching a T-shirt and I had a big grand opening and I wanted to, ask people what their thoughts were on this, I could make an entirely open group. Basically, I could create the group, I could add members to it, and then as people share that group, it allows me to bring more group members in. In this case, I can learn what they like and what they don't like about the T-shirt. So the second type of group is the closed group. And basically what this one is it allows me to see the group, but I can't be a member of the group. So again, we can use the T-shirt example. Say I come out with or I'm coming out with a T-shirt and I want people to see that I've got a T-shirt line coming out, but I don't want them to be able to see who the members are or the posts that they do in that group. Well, or sorry, let me phrase that. I don't want them to see the post, so I don't want them to see what, maybe we came out, we said, oh, hey, let's do a special, for the first week. We don't want, we want to build buzz. And so I can create a closed group, basically meaning somebody can search the group, see it, but they just can't post or any of that stuff. They can't see the post, etc. And then the last group is the secret group. I'm going to give you an example of how you can use this, but basically only members can see the group and what members post, which means that if you, people basically won't be able to find this group. They won't be able to see what is posted to it. They will have to be, in a sense, invited to join the secret group. And this would be a great group to use, for example, if I went to a family reunion. Say I don't want to junk up my profile and, embarrass, Aunt Sue, for instance, by posting, photos from the 10th family reunion. Well, I could create a secret group. I could call it family, and then I can invite all of my family members that are on Facebook to this. And the benefit to this is that they will be able to see all this information. It will be something that is not open to the public. So, other examples you can use that for. You can also use it, again, for beta testing. Say you want to set up a group between you and your board members on a new product, and you want to just talk about it through Facebook. You can do that. Use the secret group. Now, what's really great about a group is that there are some inherent benefits to it. Unlike profiles and whatnot, where you have to, really like set up a list and hone in on who you want that update to go to. Groups, basically, you can create a group and have people join it or ask people to join it, and then you can message that entire group. So, for example, if I want to post a status update, I want to do video. Say I want to do a group chat. I can do all of this within Facebook groups. I can also share documents. So say I want to go in and I want to send around, a PowerPoint. Well, there's no more like, well, what's that person's email address? Did they get my message? Oh, well, it got put in their spam box. The great thing about Facebook groups is that it all works seamlessly. So I can go in and I can share a document with that group, and I can get their feedback. And remember, if you're in a closed forum, in this case a group where you invited people to it, you don't have to worry about that document getting sent out and whatnot as much as you do with email. Another great thing, say I want to have a meeting with people in a group. I don't have to go and look at multiple calendars and worry about calendar formats. I can set up a group and I can send group invites. So if I need to meet with the board of directors, I can go meet with them. I can schedule that through Facebook. Two last things. Actually, three. Two last things. When you have, these days, when we post something to our Facebook profile or our Facebook page, again, you have to kind of time things and say, well, I hope somebody saw that. And with Facebook groups, you really don't have to worry about that as much, because when somebody joins a group, they can also be notified when new posts go up. So remember how, you posted that update on Facebook and you sent it to your friend, you spent all that time, and then they turn around and said, well, I didn't get it. I didn't see it. And why didn't they see it? Because maybe they had too many updates in their newsfeed and your information just didn't get to the top. Well, with a Facebook group, you no longer have to worry about that. When you send an update to the group members get it. So your information is going to be a lot more efficient, because people are going to be able to get it and people are going to be able to know that you got it. And you don't have to worry about knowing that they received it, because they're going to get it. Another great thing about groups, as I mentioned, there's a shared email address as well. So if you want to send stuff back and forth between one another, you can go in your Outlook account or your Comcast account or your Gmail account, and you can send an email to that group. And again, you remember, if you've set it up right, if you set it up as as open, as closed, or as secret, you can determine who's going to be able to see that. So if I sent something to the public, I could send them an email and say, hey, and this would go to all the members, hey, everybody, I've got a 25% off sale. How awesome is that, I can set up as closed, where if I want certain associates to see it, they can get it. And they can know about, whatever's going on ahead of time. So the final thing I want to talk about Facebook groups was how do I create a group? And basically it's really simple. You just go to facebook.com/groups. And what it's going to do is it's going to pull up this page, and we can go in and we can get started creating a Facebook group, and it's really simple. As you see here, all I'm going to do is I set the type of group. Do I want to set up a music group? What about soccer, football? I can create my group. I name it something. I can then add members to it. And again, remember, you can always add new people to a Facebook group. So if I started typing somebody's name in, see, I start typing somebody's name and I just add that person to that group. Really simple. So there you have it. And once you've done that, you just go in and you set your privacy on it. Remember, open, closed, or secret. Open, everyone can see it. Closed, you can see the group, but you cannot see the posts. And secret, no one can see this group unless you invite them. So join me in my next series, which will go over utilizing some of the features within Facebook groups. I will tell you right now, one last little note. When you create a Facebook, sorry, let me rephrase that. Facebook has a feature where if you're friends with somebody, they can invite you to a group. So be prepared. You may get a few group invites. You can always leave the group. It's not a feature you can turn off completely. You can't say, I don't want to receive any group notifications. I don't want to let people allow me to join a group. Facebook, unfortunately, does not allow you to do that. They allow anybody to add you to a group, which I think is actually a pretty good little idea. You just have to be open to receiving some of these updates. But I got to say, you can always leave a group. It takes 2 seconds to leave. But if you have any questions on joining a Facebook group, don't hesitate to ask. Have a great day, and I'll see you all later on. Thanks.